among those who escaped must feel nothing short of, well, a miracle. One of them, Robert Morey from Pennsylvania, was on his honeymoon. Robert, you're with us by phone?
Yes.
Tell me, what did you experience when this ship hit the rocks?
Well, it sounded like a freight train went through the dining hall, and the lights went out and emergency lights came on. And an announcement came on and said that there was a problem with the generator and everything was okay and to remain calm.
So you were in the dining room at the time?
Yes, and after the announcement, the same noise went through the dining room, and then the ship started to have a tilt to it. We saw our glasses start to slide. It was exactly like you said, it's from the Titanic, and dishes and everything was just falling onto the floor. Our table started to slide, and that's when everybody jumped up and panicked.
So you were being told one thing, but what did you think was happening?
I thought that there was something wrong with the vessel, that it was either up on a barge or something was not right. There was no explanation for a noise. You know, a generator wouldn't make that kind of noise.
How did you escape?
Well, my wife and I, we ran out of the dining room. Mind you that all the lights, the emergency lights weren't working at all. And the crew directed us to the master stations. And when we loaded the life vessels they wouldn't lower into the water. They would actually be sitting on the side of the boat, or they fell into the next deck below us. Once we realized that these vessels aren't going into the water, we all had to jump 10 to 20 feet off of the life vest or climb down back onto the sinking ship, where people were just falling. Several people broke their arms. There was blood all over the deck from people cracking their heads. It was just a nightmare.
Robert, what was going through your head about just getting to safety at that point?
My wife and I, we ran to the side of the ship, believe it or not, that was sinking. And since it was so far into the water, there were life vessels that could literally dock with the side of the ship because it was so deep into the water already. When we got there, we thought it was the last life vessel, and it took off. And about a minute later, another life vessel showed up. We jumped 5 to 6 feet onto the top of the life vessel and climbed inside and finally made it ashore.
Some survivors, Robert, are saying that they could hear people screaming to the crew to release those lifeboats. It sounds like the access that you had to lifeboats was difficult, but did you have on a life jacket? Were there enough of them?
There was enough life jackets, but there was no organization. Most of the crew was already at shore when I feel that we were one of the last boats to get ashore. Most of the crew members were there, and it just was, and it was a nightmare. Nobody knew what they were doing.
Wait a minute. I want to stop you there. Did you say most of the crew was already on shore? They left the passengers behind?
There was very few crew left on the ship. When I turned around after everybody was jumping off of that vessel, there was not one crew member. It was just good Samaritans helping people out of these lifeboats.
Wow. And where are you now?
I'm at the Hotel Hilton in Rome.
Awaiting for the next step.
The U.S. Embassy has not come here, and I don't know why the embassy's not here. All the other countries have been represented here, but the U.S. Embassy has not come.
Robert Morey bringing us the latest from that cruise ship disaster. So glad that you are among the survivors tonight, you and your new bride, your honeymoon voyage, no doubt. Thank you, Robert, very much.
Thank you.